Greetings friends, it's Love with Fit to Love Me, and I'm coming to you with another Law of Attraction video. I was talking to someone the other day about how I manifested my house, and I figured I would share it with you all since the other Law of Attraction video did so well, how I manifested my love relationship, my marriage. And so since that video does so well, I figure I'll tell you more Law of Attraction stories since I practice the law of attraction in my life as much as I possibly can. It's not always that easy. If you're not familiar with it, the whole concept of the law of attraction goes deeper than the law of attraction. It's like to call it the law of attraction is like a simplified way to say it based on, that movie, the Secret, that was out, so people kind of understand it in that way. But it's this idea that whatever you focus your attention upon, whatever you put your energy into, then you will be able to manifest it on the physical plane. And you don't necessarily have to do it in a traditional way, like through the material world. So so it's this idea of like almost like thought force or mental power kind of thing. This idea of like, if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. That whole concept. So this is our house, and I just want to talk about how I manifested this house into my life. And it goes along with another spiritual law, universal law of giving. And it's like this concept of give first. Give in the area that you wish to receive. A simple way of looking at it is tithing. People want money. They say, okay, make sure you tithe, give money to the church, give money to someone who needs it, or to a good worthy cause, so that you're like basically like you have your hand open from the giving, and then it's still open and available for you to receive more, like receive abundance. Just know that there's an abundance in the universe, and it can come to you in any kind of way, imaginable and unimaginable. Your good can come to you. So what I was doing was praying for a friend. I prayed for a friend, a dear friend of mine, for a couple years, because she wanted to manifest this house basically out of the clear blue sky. She didn't have a job. She still doesn't have a job. She didn't have a job. She didn't have didn't have credit, good credit. And she just wanted to have this beautiful home. The idea of her house was a lovely home, really lovely home, more than we could probably afford, right? Also, in terms of, her vision. And as a prayer partner with her, as a sister friend, as a metaphysician, a person who believes in the power of thought, it is my job to support her, to be able to see that she can manifest this regardless of the facts, regardless of the circumstances. The facts are all those things that I just said, but this teaching says that it's about thoughts held in mind reproduce after their kind. Whatever you think about, whatever you desire, that it is possible for you, as long as you ask for it, believing that you can receive it. You understand? So it's like you're doing the work on the spiritual plane, on the inside plane, on your level of belief, more so than doing the work on the physical plane. Certainly, you have to take some action on the physical plane, like go look for the house, find the house, or take some kind of action at some point. But it's not about manipulating the physical plane. And another analogy about this that you might have heard is this idea that our consciousness just projects. So whatever's inside of us, we're going to see it projected in our life, world, and affairs. So the same way if you want to change something that's in the movie projector, you want the movie to stop, you're not going to shoot the screen, right? You're going to stop the movie projector, right? Because that's just a projection. So a way of looking at this idea is that whatever we think about, whatever we believe, whatever we know to be true on the inside, then it can manifest on the outside. So I had to really work with my mind to get past those facts, right? Past the idea of those facts that she doesn't have this and this and that, and how she can possibly get this house. I really, really had to just always get myself into the right place and just really be able to see it. So it helps sometimes when you're able to have an example. And it finally hit me probably after like 2 years of this. Like, it hit me that, oh my gosh, I do have a vision for how it's possible for my friend to get this house. And the vision is that I have another friend who just has a house, beautiful home, and hasn't paid a dime for it. Like, she's in the same situation that I was in, which was similar to my friend. She and I were both in school full time, working, kind of part-time jobs, like not really, full-time, employment jobs. My credit wasn't so great to be buying a house. I didn't have the income, these kind of things. So my friend was in the same situation, and she was able to get a house. In her situation, she was just scrolling on the internet, and after she had been doing this work for years, she had been looking for this house and saying like, hey, I want to have a house. I don't know how I'm going to get it, but I'm not going to worry about how. But she would always look at houses. But one day she was on the phone with a friend, and the friend said, oh, I see this house, I would like to have the house. And her friend said, I kind of want to make an investment in Florida. Bought the woman the house, and she hasn't paid, like, I haven't spoken to her in probably a year and a half or so, but before that she had not paid, didn't have to pay anything. The person bought the house, and I'll move there in the future, and we could live together, kind of thing, when I move there. Like, that's it. So she has her house, a home for her family, and she's been living there for several years now. And I also had another I had two stories where I had another friend who asked for the kind of house she wants to live, where she wants to live, who she wants to live with, and all this kind of stuff, and manifested for her. Someone was like, okay, we're building a house from the ground up. You don't have to worry about paying. I want you to come live here with me. She wanted to live with a family member, and they let her design her whole wing of the house, like just, her whole suite. I don't know her whole wing, but her whole suite of the house. That's amazing, right? This idea that, okay, someone will just buy you a house just because. So I was praying for my friend, and then I got a house. Similar to the way the other lady manifested her house, basically someone bought me a house. That's just it. Like, I met my guy, and I came in, like, the house was unfurnished when I got here. I only had like a couple pieces of furniture in there. He had just purchased it. He had never lived here. And I came to the house, and I visited the house, and I was like, I had this feeling of, oh my gosh, this is where we were just started dating, and I came to visit the house. He wasn't even living here. It was completely empty, and I had this feeling of, oh my gosh. I remember I had to sit down where I was, because I was just overwhelmed and overcome with gratitude and just like, oh my gosh, awe, because I just had this strong feeling that this is my house. And okay, fast forward into our relationship, we bought the house. I live here, and I haven't paid a dime. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, this is my house. I manifested the house. When I was praying for the other woman, and I got the realization for her that she could really have the house, okay? And let's talk about the person I was praying for. She got her house plus more. She got an inheritance. She inherited a house, and she inherited two or three rental properties. So she's now, like I said, she didn't have a job before. Now she's a landlord. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just really believing it. She still doesn't have a job. She still doesn't have any better credit. She still doesn't have whatever, but she's living in a home that is owned by her. It's in her name, and she has two other rental properties that go along with it. The universe is amazing. So I just want to and I'm not saying that it's because I prayed for her. I'm saying I prayed with her, and I'm talking about that. My prayer helped me manifest my home. And it's amazing. So I just want to just say that if you are looking to manifest something, just believe, even though it's going to come out of nowhere. Like, I wanted a house too. I used to say, I had that feeling inside that this house I'm in Boca, I was renting. So obviously it was temporary, but it was like very temporary. Like, I'm not going to live here very long. I'm going to, when I live here, I'm going to either, if I'm not married, and if I don't go to my real house, or I didn't say if I'm not married, but I said, if I don't get my real house, which is my real house. If I don't get my real house, I'm going to move to a high-rise on the beach. And it was just like, I just knew that I'm not going to be here long. Something's going to happen. I didn't have money for the high-rise on the beach. I didn't have money for this house. None of that. I didn't have a plan for it. I just knew it. And so just believing, you can receive. And I just know that the same that was available to me and my 3 different friends who manifested houses, homes to live in of their dreams, that they didn't have to pay a dime for. If it happened to us, it can happen to you. Peace and blessings to you. And thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like it. If you have a similar story of manifestation, please leave your comments below. I would love to hear it, and I would love to continue to build a community of other people who believe in the same kind of thing or have experienced the same kind of thing as well. Ciao.